Luke, so good to see you. A really important conversation today. Why 60% of wealth transfers fail, and the conversation every family should have this holiday season. The holidays, of course, bring families together, multiple generations under one roof, which is why it's also a great time to talk about family finances and the legacy that you want to leave behind. So I was surprised, Luke, 60% of wealth transfers fall apart because of a lack of communication and trust. Why is it so hard for families to have these conversations?
Yeah, I think there's kind of this age-old adage of families and money, and how there's potential for financial reasons to be what quote unquote tears a family apart. We've all heard the horror stories, but I think also we've kind of got this deep-rooted mentality, maybe as a nation, of keeping these things secret. Some people want to keep the emotion out of their financial decisions, and sometimes keeping those things to themselves is the easy thing to do, but it also creates its own challenges down the road.
Right, right. So, why might the holidays actually be the best time to have these conversations?
Well, for a lot of families, and I know this is true of my own family, it's the one time a year where everybody's together and in
Right.
person, and so it becomes a good opportunity to have everybody under one roof and have the conversation of
Right.
what your intentions are, and that helps to keep the emotion out of it in the future if your heirs are well aware of what your intentions are going to be.
Well said. Yeah, have the conversation ahead of a point where it's an acute stress and everybody can just be there together. So, what information then should parents or grandparents share with their adult children?
So I think the biggest one with this would be where the accounts are custodied or where you're holding them. What are the institutions where your bank accounts and investment accounts and IRAs and Roth IRAs are located? Are you working with a professional on those that you could, maybe offer a business card of an agent or an advisor to get a hold of? And then also, who are the named beneficiaries on each of the accounts? Which accounts should you be aware of? And one other thing I want to add to this, which is not necessarily something we handle, but also when it comes to, like home and auto insurance or
Yeah.
life insurance or other things that you maybe wouldn't view as financial products, where do they go to contact them to stop the billing after you're gone? That sort of thing too.
Hmm. And what are the most important legal documents that every family should review together?
Yeah, so for some families, you might have a trust or LLC that needs reviewing, but for most, the main would be the powers of attorney and the will. I think it's one thing of being deceased is the finality, but there's also the option or the potential, to be disabled. And
Right.
so, who is your named power of attorney, durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney? How do you want your wishes fulfilled? And again, reviewing those, especially with the person who would be named as your power of attorney, is ultra important.
Right. So, Luke, you've been doing this for a while. Do you have any tips on how we can keep these conversations positive instead of uncomfortable?
Yeah, and I think when you put the emotional element into it of what your intentions really are, not only in this life but beyond this life, it becomes something of, this is what I intend, for this money to help you with, or that, this was a need that I thought I could meet for you down the road. And then, just be realistic and be truthful about what your intentions are, so
Mhm.
that, there's no surprises. There's no surprises after you're gone, and there's no arguing or bickering after you're gone, because everyone's well aware of what your intentions are to be.
Right. And so then they can focus on celebrating your life. And I think that's, yeah, well said. This comes from a place of love. We all need to keep that in mind. So, Luke, though, if somebody would like your help just getting that conversation started, or even, to just sit down with you and have that conversation with their family. So there's somebody in the room who's kind of just nuts and bolts helping us move along. What's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, as always, they can reach us at our website at ewgretire.com, or by phone at 937-498-1128. And I'll add to that, we do have estate planning attorneys that
Yeah.
actually come to our office on certain dates, if that is something that you would be interested in looking into as well.
Yeah, that's helpful. Great. Luke, thank you.
Thank you.